Just a little update on the computer. I'm going to do some testing on Planet Coaster because I'm really interested to see how well it runs. But the graphics card was actually too big for my PC. It was too big for my case. So I had to do a little bit of DIY. Look at this, boys and girls, look at this. You see that right there? That is what a hacksaw and some pliers can do to your PC case. Here is my 1080. Now, it actually went right in there. It was actually too big because my case sort of cuts off here. It's kind of messy, but it cuts off about here. So I had to get a hacksaw, if we move these wires, and I had to cut out this like a little square here. So I cut out a little gap in my PC because in fact the PCI, which are the power cables, had to go in there and there, which was right underneath the metal, and it just didn't fit. You can see the cables right there. It's a bit dodgy, but anyway, so now the graphics card works, and it's like, oh my god, it's so good. I also need to move this hard drive there to up there because my cables won't reach over my card, because basically now my case is about this big instead of this big. It's about this big because nothing can get past this bloody massive graphics card. If you're going to buy a 1080, just note they're absolutely massive, so don't buy it with a small case. If you're wondering about specs, so I've got an i7 right there. I don't know what one, but I know it's an i7. And then obviously a 1080, and I've only got 10 gigabytes of RAM. I think that's my next upgrade, 10 gigabytes of RAM. And then obviously 2 hard drives, one for film, one for game. DVD drive, wireless adapter. I tried Overwatch and it runs so smooth. It's like 60 frames constant all the way. It's so nice. Let's go see how Planet Coaster runs with a 1080. Alright guys, so we're in Planet Coaster now, and I'm just gonna download... No, I've already downloaded map. I'm just gonna load up some of these maps and see how many frames per second we get. First of all, we need to go to graphics, graphical enhancements. 1080, look at that boys. I didn't lie. It's not a hoax. Reptiles don't exist. What do we want to do? We want to whack Ultra. Wait, what's custom? Okay, oh, this is preset. Alright, so Ultra. We got this. Bloody whack it up to, I don't know what multi-sample quality is, but let's put it as high as possible. Let's put that up. Let's put that up. Depth of field on. I've never even had depth of field on. Background atmospherics on. And water quality Ultra. So let's apply this. And okay. Something tells me that those settings are going to be too much even for a 1080. But we'll find out. Right. Let's go to my park. So these are all the maps that I have downloaded to test this out. Now the one that it lagged with before, where are you? Disneyland Arizona Resort here. This lagged because it's, look at the park, it's just absolutely packed from each corner. So this is from War Eagle 751. I reviewed your stuff before. You make some great stuff. Let's see if I get 60 frames. Great. So I've changed a few settings down from as high as possible because I don't know what happened there. But they're on Ultra, so let's load this up again. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, so it's loaded and I'm getting about 14 frames a second. Now I don't quite know why this is. I'm gonna have to do some research on the Planet Coaster Reddit, because there must be some sort of reason that it's lagging like this still, even with a 1080. Maybe it's not still greatly optimized, because, or maybe just parks are not meant to be this big. So I'm gonna load a different map and see how many frames I get on Ultra settings. This is going so bad. Here we go. So I'm loading the Jurassic Park map here, and here I've got a smooth about 70 frames. Alright. Okay, there's a reason for that. This is the wrong map. Okay, so I've loaded the map that I reviewed a little while ago, the Back to the Future map. Now here I'm getting about 20 frames. This is definitely a lot better, but it's still not 60 frames. I paused it and it's jumped up to 30. It's definitely a lot smoother than it was on my 750, but it's still not 60 frames a second, which, to be honest, there's no reason I shouldn't be getting on a 1080 with this game. This is on the highest settings, ultra settings. So if I go here, ultra, if I whack it down to medium, let's see what my frame rate does. See, now I put it on medium, and my frame rate's still only on 20. And if I pause it, it goes up to 30. I think this game just isn't one for a high frame rate. Because there's so much going on and so much to process, like all the fire over there and all these people in their pathways and where they're walking, and just everything. Look at all this. It's got to just program all this. Oh my god, what is happening here? It's a bit of a mosh pit. Jesus, man. What is going on? This is like a stampede. Jesus, I'm lost in the people. Oh my god. Dun 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 dun. So many people. Anyway, what was I saying? I got very distracted. If you're gonna buy a 1080, don't buy it just for Planet Coaster, because it doesn't seem to improve it that well, which is a shame, really. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to do some research and maybe do a sequel to this video and see if I can get a better frame rate. But I've only tried 2 maps, and they seem to get about 20 frames on them. Even if it was on ultra settings or on medium settings, it's still about 20 frames, which is very strange. So this video's been a little bit of a fail, to be honest. I was expecting about 200 frames and it to be super awesome and have like a crazy montage of awesome slow motion shots of all the parks and it just be insane. But no, we get this. One thing, I'm going to go back quickly and I'm going to load a map which is just like a small map, a really small map, not as big as that, and I'm pretty sure I'll get about 60 frames then. Here we go. This is one of my small parks. This isn't a very big park, you can say, like, so we've got all this space over here to fill up. I'm getting about 80 frames, 90 frames per second on this park. This is really smooth. If I pause, this is on medium still, if I pause and go to ultra, I'm still on about 60 frames. Look at this. It's still smooth as hell. So I think even if I go down really close like this, wait, where are all the people? Why is it a ghost park? Oh, I think this is an old park from the alpha, so it might not have people in it because for some reason. But yeah, even though there's no people in it, I'm still getting about 60 frames. Like, things are still going really quick and working. So I think there must be a certain point where you just build too much in this game and it can't handle it itself, and you get like 20 frames a second. But that should probably be something that Frontier work on somehow. Or again, maybe it's just my PC, who knows. But anyway, this has been quite an interesting test. If you're going to buy a 1080, buy it for Counter-Strike and Overwatch, don't buy it for Planet Coaster. Leave a like if this video has been helpful. If you are thinking about buying a 1080, tell me what you guys think about this test, and I'll see you guys in another video. And subscribe, always subscribe. Also over here is my old 750 Ti, if anyone wants it. Bid starting at £200.